Hello and welcome to Sky and Earthwatch Weather Alert News, Weather Insanity for June 19, 2019. And what's so insane about the weather today? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's this right here. On June 19, 2019, when it's supposed to be warm, and on the East Coast, there is a freezing weather advisory right here for Oregon. It includes Klamath Falls, and some other areas in Oregon, some other cities in Oregon, right in that area. Let's zoom out so you can see where that is again. It's the blue area right there. Let's go to some verbiage on it. Okay, here it is in another view, storm watching maps. And now on this map it's white there, in that white part. And here's the alert out of Medford, Oregon office. Freeze watch expires this Friday at 8 a.m. So here we are, June 19, 2019, and Oregon's having freezing temperatures. Here's another look at it from another source. Another weather map right there in that area. There's the weather alert. And whoop, there it is. My alert's Klamath Falls, Oregon. Freeze watch expires June 21 at 8 a.m. Freeze watch remains in effect from late Thursday night through Friday morning. Temperature 28 to 32 degrees. Except some usually colder locations could fall into the mid-20s. 20 degrees in June. Locations, Klamath and Lake County. Most valley locations, which is kind of weird because I tend to think of the higher elevations as being colder, but this is saying it's the valleys. Sensitive vegetation could be killed. The hazard freeze watch means sub-freezing temperatures are possible. These conditions could kill crops and other people. So that's our first taste of insanity on this fine summer night, a freeze warning on the west coast. Meanwhile, in these other areas, I believe they're having dry and warmer conditions. Let's take a look at, see this kind of brownish area? Let's look at the legend and see what that seems to indicate. Heat advisory, perhaps, right there. It looks like that's what it is, right there, that color, that heat advisory, or could be high wind watch, one of those colors. Not too much. Let's see what this pink is above the freeze warning up here in Washington State. Let's take a look at what that is, because there's some pink over here in Colorado too. Red flag warning. That means don't start fires. It means there's a warm, dry conditions probably conducive to fires. Meanwhile, here in this part of California, not far from that area, we've got river flooding there, that green area, and that goes into Nevada near Reno. Also up here in Nevada, there's more river flooding, and that whole area there is brown too. So they have drier conditions going on. Let's take a look up here in Montana at this blue area. I'm not sure what that kind of purple color is. Let's see if we can find out. Purple, where are you? Winter? No, that can't be a winter weather advisory up there. Is it? I think it is. I think it's this color purple right here. We're going to have to investigate this because this would be our second piece of weather insanity if this is a winter weather advisory for Montana in June. So let's click on it. And here we are, late spring mountain snow. I beg to differ. It's not spring anymore. But, Clearwater, Bitterroot Mountains. 5 to 11 a.m., light to moderate snow showers. Glacier Park. See, that's why it's called Glacier Park, because it used to be a big glacier, and right now it's turning back into a glacier as it snows. What are we seeing? We're seeing snow all year round. That's what a glacier is. It's snow that never melts. So it keeps snowing, and it stays there, and it keeps building up. That's what a glacier is. That's our second weather insanity for tonight. Okay, zooming out of Montana. There's some other stuff going on up here, a little flooding and little other colors. Right here in Wyoming, this red, that's flooding, and the green. We already looked at that part of Colorado. This is looking better right here, down near Raton, New Mexico, Pueblo, Colorado. This green area is decreasing, which is great because that was a huge flood warning and advisory for many days now. So congratulations, guys, and I hope you stay out of the flood danger zone. Yellow. I have no idea what that is. Let's see if we can find out down here. Look at the legend. And I don't see any yellow here. Oh, sorry. Uh-oh, tornado watch right now for this entire multiple state area. We've got Texas from, well, the city names aren't on here, and I don't know them well enough. That's just north of Austin, Texas. And there's a swath reaching across from there, pointing northwest up towards, let's see, it goes Iowa, Missouri, and I don't know the state, but the state above Louisiana and Texas and Louisiana are all affected by that tornado watch. That's a huge area for a tornado watch. There must be a crazy system there. We'll look at it as soon as we get out of this. There's some grays up here in Oklahoma. I'm not even sure what those are. All this green here and the reds have increased, which means they've been getting more rainfall today, which means for real flooding in that area. That's a huge area to have a flood warning and advisory. All that green and red is floods, warnings, advisories. So, you know, keep your raincoat handy and your inflatable boat. All right, let's go look at some weather radar and see what's going on. All right, here we have a particle mapper. What's happening right now? And oh yeah, I can see why they're having tornado warnings down there. If you look right here, watch this part, you can see what's happening there. We'll zoom it in. It looks like that's going to be some high tops coming right at us. And we could go check the echo tops and see what it looks like. First, I want to look at some different colors before we leave here. Let's look at that flood area across here. All right, so this is pretty much that flood area from over here through here. You can see if they're still getting these clouds. It doesn't look like too thick, but we'll check the tops and see what they look like here in a second. Let's look at the cold areas over here. We had a winter weather advisory up here in Montana, right in this area. It looks like it's moving pretty fast through there. And then over here in Oregon, we had a freeze watch. And there's a little bit of cloud action going. Oh yeah, I can see that wind blowing right through there. That'll drop the temp. Now, one thing I want to mention while we're here is that this area through here, you know, what we've been seeing is cold airs coming through, down through here, okay? Then we've got this Gulf stuff going like this, right? And basically what we've been seeing for many weeks is right here, Amarillo up to Chicago, one big storm. Now that's starting to spread all the way to the coast, but if you look at this, you can kind of start to make sense that warmer air coming here from the Gulf and doing a little curvy thing, and then this cold air coming down here, this glacial air, that's going to start to build glaciers in the mountains. And kind of right here is in the middle. And this area is going to get really wet really fast. Okay, let's take another view here. This is water vapor map. Looks like quite a bit of water in this area where the tornado warning is. And of course over here where all the flooding is. All right, now finally to the good map, the one that we all love with all the reds, and you can see right there, that's the tornado area. And you get these blacks in here, and we've been seeing them quite a bit lately. This red with this black in the middle. I think the black is actually a lower thing in the middle. It's almost like a hurricane, you know, one of these new phenomenon that we've been seeing, these land-based hurricanes. That does look pretty crazy, and I can see why they have tornado warnings in that area. You can see it's pushing up here. Looks like it's coming across Mexico, actually, which you don't see that happen a lot. Usually you see weather coming off here, and then it kind of, you know, stalls when it hits the land. It looks like this is just coming right across, and it's blowing up right in here. This doesn't look that good here off the coast of Florida. That looks like there's some reds in there, but it looks like it's moving away from Florida, so that's good. Let's look at these cold areas in Montana and see what's going on. See what it looks like. Actually looks pretty stormy over there right now. Those reds. Reds are obviously, you know, the most intense storm activity. That looks pretty wild, the way that this is moving here and then kind of spreading out in here. That's a big deal. And then of course over here in our flooding area, still getting more rain, more weather. Okay, let's look at those tops of those storms so we can kind of give us an idea of how intense they are. Yeah, down here in those tornado warning areas, you see these 640, 610. That's pretty high. That's like the second highest I've ever seen. The highest being a 700 over here the other night. Flooding area looks like they're going to be getting a lot of moisture and rain, but not too crazy of weather like no hail or tornadoes. Just uneducated guess from these tops. They aren't that high, 400s. It's still fairly high, and there's potential there. But over here where it's colder, you can see here's where that freeze watch is. It's really low, right? Like the echo top is really low, 160. That's one of the lowest I've seen. Usually 200. And then Montana here, where the winter weather advisory is. It's not really showing us what it is right there, but not real high. All right, let's look at the NOAA Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow. We looked at the current weather. Tomorrow's outlook right here. So, looks like tomorrow it looks like Iowa, you're up. Also, still Texas, up through Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and even turning a little left into Montana up there and Wyoming. So that's that area. And East Coast, wow, looks like they're predicting that East Coast is going to have some, well, I guess that's slight weather, but let's look at the key here. Yellow is slight, one is marginal, whatever, Anyways, those are the areas. If you live in those areas, be prepared for weather tomorrow. Day 2, convective outlook. Slight risk of severe thunderstorms across the middle Atlantic and southeast and lower Missouri Valley. Mo Valley. Yeah, well, there's slight risk of severe thunderstorms every single day for the last 2.5 months. Isolated severe storms. Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, northern Alabama, Appalachians towards North Carolina. So, keep your helmets on. Let's look at some the latest alerts. Kamak Village, Arkansas, severe thunderstorm warning.